Have you ever worried about not paying rent on time? Or have you ever had to worry about a life saving surgery and not being able to pay for it for you or a loved one? Well, last April, according to the National Foundation of Credit Counseling, 1 in 3 Americans aren't able to actually pay their bills on time, as well as 28% of Americans having skipped getting medical treatment because they weren't able to afford it, according to the Federal Reserve. Hello, my name is Chase Short, and today I'll be talking about why joining the United States military for financial stability might be a good idea for you if that's something you're looking for. I'll be primarily talking about the military pay benefits that have come with it, to include healthcare, food, as well as housing, the college benefits that you can get from being in the military, as well as any loans or benefits that you can receive from a bank or a outside organization for being prior service or active duty military. I am an active duty sergeant in the United States Marine Corps, and I'm currently stationed in Virginia Beach, Virginia. So firstly, for pay, a service member is guaranteed a paycheck, which is usually different compared to what a normal person will receive as an untrained, inexperienced individual for entry-level personnel. And paychecks will typically start at $24,000 a year for E1 Marines on their first month in the military. And this number can greatly increase depending on rank as well as time in the military itself. And there's a lot of things the military provides you, such as food, housing, and healthcare. So for housing, on average, the yearly income or the yearly rent payment is going to be about $21,000 a year, according to the New York Times. And this is something that service members don't necessarily have to worry about because they are provided free housing in the military. So that $24,000 a year entry-level payment is going to be entirely disposable income that they can provide for themselves for whatever they want to spend it towards. The military also offers a thrift savings program, which is going to be a retirement investment program, which is similar to a private employer's 401k or a Roth IRA. The TSP, the Thrift Savings Program, is only available to federal employees as well as active duty service members. And service members can give up to 5% that the government will match back. The government will match back towards them. If a service member puts no money towards their TSP, the government will still put towards at least 1%. So no matter if you spend 4 years in the military or if you're spending 20 years in the military, you're getting something back from your future, from the government, as well as from yourself, to just set yourself up a little better in the future. And for medical benefits, there's a lot of things that the military can provide you for that. About 8% of Americans now, which is about 24 million Americans or 29 million Americans today, still don't have health care or can't provide any larger surgeries needed. The military will provide all of these free of charge. I myself have gone over $15,000 worth of dental operations for implants, something I never would have been able to afford outside of the military that I can now because of this benefit. Secondly, is going to be the college benefits. The military offers multiple programs in which Marines and service members can receive money to dedicate towards their education and self-development, which is something that is going to be very important in a high-paying career longer term if you get out of the military or even in the military. Through the tuition assistance program, the military will give you at maximum $4,500 a year upon request, which you can dedicate towards a college or trade technical school of your choice. On top of that, after getting out of the military, service members who qualify can receive the government GI Bill, which can either mean the post 9/11 GI Bill or the Montgomery GI Bill. And in both cases will cover full tuition for public universities and partial tuition for private universities. And depending on which one you pick will depend on exactly how much money you receive for each of those institutions. But that is still money that you're going to be able to receive to be able to not have to pay for in loans. And on average, $21,000 to $31,000 in debt or student loans that service members will not have to pay anymore. And something that's a little bit more niche in benefits is going to be the Hazelwood Act. And this comes from the Texas state laws for military members and their dependents and spouses who qualify. These people have to be specifically Texas residents or have enlisted in the military in Texas. And from here, the Texas government will actually cover up to 150 hours worth of credits that can be passed down onto your children. So if you already have a degree, or your 9/11 or your GI Bill won't cover something any higher than that, you can dedicate this Hazelwood Act onto your children to save yourself some money. And this does not interfere with the money you already received from the GI Bill. And lastly is going to be loan benefits you can receive. There are multiple agencies and outside organizations and banks that are dedicated to providing service members better interest rates and better deals in general. Places like USAA, Navy Federal Credit Union, and Department of Veteran Affairs will give much better interest rates and offers than most banks will to normal people. For one example, the Department of Veteran Affairs, the VA, will provide home loans with no down payment required on them, which is abnormal, as a conventional home loan will require at least a 20% down payment, which is something that many people will be not able to cover because of how large it is and the housing market being very inflated right now. And since this loan is going to be backed by the federal government, it's going to have a much lower interest rate compared to these traditional loans. So today I talked about how joining the military might be a good thing for you if you're seeking financial security, primarily going to be through pay, housing requirements, as well as medical and dental coverage, as well as college benefits and loan benefits. And while these are not things that you might necessarily would have thought you needed immediately as you've grown up, or joining the military might not have been for you in your immediate future from what you planned for in the past, this is something that can open up a lot of doors for you in your future and just set yourself up for success later in life and just overall make things easier for you. Thank you.